so I'm sneezing. And then he left. Comes back. When I lived at home and when I didn't have as much of a handle on it, when my granddad would migraine, like every fucking time. But I've heard from some other people that it's a little bit different for each person that is an empath. But it is sometimes easier to kind of let shit roll off you when the person who is like projecting. Right? That's what it's called. When you're throwing out like energy vibes that empaths are picking up on, you're the one projecting, right? That it's easier to kind of let other people's projections roll off you if the person projecting is someone who you know, because you kind of just know their energy, and it's easier just for you to be like, not mine, go away, right? But then there's also some people that just don't really project, like, ever, right? Like
Well, which one am I?
I don't think you project all that much.
That's interesting.
But I mean, not like strongly, but like incidentally, right? You've been shopping with me. All right. You know how when you go shopping with me, I need to touch everything?
Yeah.
And I usually don't pick the first notebook. Like, I will, even if they're all the same color, I will touch all the notebooks and then pick like the third one from the back. Items have this tendency to collect energy from other people that have owned them, touched them, whatever. And I'm really careful about that because I don't like bringing in like negative energy or like energy that makes me uncomfortable into my space. So a lot of times, like, that's why I don't buy a lot of things online, right? Is because I need to touch the thing, right? I need to kind of get a read on the energy off of that particular one, which is why even if every single one of the goddamn notebooks is completely identical, I might not pick the first 6. I might pick the 7th one. The 7th one has a pleasant energy. You know?
Fascinating.
Yeah. It's like that was clothes, too. But, which is why, like, Katie and I, we used to go thrift shopping together a lot. And, empaths and thrift stores are wonderful things because, again, there's a lot of touching things and a lot of, I like this thing, but it feels funny. Or I'm wearing this sweater, and it's a beautiful sweater, but it makes me sad for some reason. You know? And I'm like, don't want to wear it. It makes me sad. You know? And, yeah. So, like, actually, I know, like, an unusually large number of empaths just because, they say birds of a feather flock together. I also know an unusually, like, people that are very vocal about it. And, like, personally, like, even some people that you and I hang out with, and a lot of the same people that are also into witchcraft. We all hang out together and stuff, and, what was I saying? But no, it's really interesting, even how it's different for people. Like, one of my friends, he's really, really good at getting stuff off of objects more than people, per se. Right? But I know some other people that are just like, oh my god, if you don't stop bringing your negative shit up in here. Because it's like, everybody can experience empathy on some level, right? And everybody can kind of get a sense of a situation on some level. But, empaths, right? They're also sometimes known as highly sensitive personality types. Not highly sensitive like you're emotionally sensitive, but highly sensitive as in the normal bar is here and you're like you. It's like the difference between having a radio that only gets 3 stations and having a radio that gets the whole fucking spectrum. Right? But the radio's on. And the radio doesn't exactly turn off. the volume can just be adjusted. It is a radio from North Korea given to you by the government. No, they show that the government in North Korea will give you radios and you can turn them down but never off.
Mm-mm.
And they just spew government propaganda all day, every day.
That sucks.
You can turn them down. You cannot turn them off. There is no off switch.
That's weird.
North Korea is sad. It's really sad.
It is.
Yeah, but no, so yeah. It's kind of hard to explain because it's really hard to explain something that's really intangible.
Yeah.
And like feelsy, and I'm doing a bad job of it. I really am. But there were a bunch of people of us on Tumblr at one time that was like all us empaths just on Tumblr because we all know each other and we were like helping each other cope and stuff when we were all like kind of struggling with it because we all just kind of had this realization together because there was somebody who was putting out a lot of different information and a bunch of us came to this realization, oh my god, that's me, that's my entire life, you have described my life birth to now, right? And they're like, welcome to being an empath, you have always been one. And that's the thing, you don't become an empath, right? That's one of those things, you're just born. You were born black, or you were born not black, right? You are born an empath, or you're born not an empath. It just happens to you. It's like you're either left-handed or you're not. You're either an empath or you're not. Why? I don't know, ask the gods. The gods just sometimes throw shit at people. And they're like, have fun! Right? But, we were all talking about how a bunch of us kind of collectively came to this realization. We were just like, oh my god. And then we're like, we should have an empath camp where all of us can just go on like a little retreat, hang out with each other, and gripe about the rest of the world and deal with our shit together. And we were talking about it. And when I went over to Katie's house that one day, right, she was like, you can't go to empath camp because you're going to walk up with your sore shoulder and not taking Motrin, and all of us are just going to collectively go, holy fuck, what the hell? And we're all just going to be sitting there groaning in shoulder pain collectively until we forget who actually has a shoulder pain. Mm-hmm. You're going to have like 30 people that have unnecessary ice on their shoulders. And, yeah. And, I'm, like, really vague talking right now, I guess. Mm-hmm. I will probably... It's hard to explain. I am a bad explainer, especially right now when you gave me tea. Why'd you do this?
I didn't give you tea. You gave you tea.
You got me a cup, didn't you?
You told me to.
You obeyed.
Yeah?
So, you got me tea. Anyways, I will probably be posting, like, some resources and shit to the blog for those of you who would like a less vague explanation on empathy and what empaths do, are, feel, whatever. But, emotional reading. Yeah, pretty much, it's really just picking up vibes from things. Do you have questions, like actual questions?
No.
Because if you had questions, I could probably find a direction a lot easier.
No.
No. So I guess I'm being clear enough.
I watched Charmed.
I never watched Charmed.
One of the sisters is an empath.
Is she?
She becomes an empath, actually.
How the fuck did that happen?
They gain powers as they get older.
Oh, okay.
Certain powers they're meant to have, but they won't get them until they're ready.
Okay, so you get the empathy thing. You don't have questions.
No.
Apparently, Charmed has empaths on there. Ooh, Charmed. I never watched Charmed.
I love Charmed.
I never watched it.
You should watch it.
Now, is this going to be me? There's witchcraft and shit in Charmed, right?
Hello?
Teddy is taking a call.
Yeah, there's witchcraft. That's all they are.
Yeah.
They're witches.
Yeah. That's what I thought. So, is Charmed going to be me being like, witchcraft, yay! Or witchcraft, no?
It depends.
Because it's not necessarily it's movie witchcraft. Like, for example, I can appreciate the fuck out of Harry Dresden. The flashy fictional witchcraft. But, his magic, actually, the basic principles are solid. And I'm like, yeah, basically.
Well, they make potions and stuff like that. With actual herbs and stuff.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Because I know there's some stuff that I've been like, yeah, basically. when I look at like hairdressing. I'm like, yeah, basically. That's basically
I'll have
what
to
it
bring
is.
them for you.
And there's some other stuff where I'm like, no. All of the no. Shut your whore mouth. You know nothing.
They scribe. They can call the dead.
Calling the dead up is not that hard, but do you call them properly? Answer, if you use an Ouija board ever, at all, ever, no, this is just my PSA, right? You are rude as fuck, right? Now, I'm not saying that it's going to be like in the movies where like somebody uses an Ouija board and then, you know, some benevolent spirit comes and possesses your household and starts throwing all your shit around and, you know, dragging your soul to hell and it's going to turn into some horror movie. But, there's a polite way to talk to people and there is a rude as fuck way to talk to people, and them boards, rude as fuck. Just rude. Just straight up rude. And should a ghost, you know, decide that it fucking hates you for calling it that way and just decide, you know, fuck all your shit over, you invited this. Because you were rude as fuck first. Like, you know, it's like the difference of being like, you know, like rolling up politely and being like, dearly departed grandma, who I loved so much, can you please come and talk to me, pretty please? Because I just had a couple things that, like, we weren't clear about before you decided to vacate this planet, and, like, I miss you. So, like, if you want to come chill, that'd be great. But, like, if you're busy doing spirit shit, I check it on the flip, right? Politeness, right? Whereas the other one is, like, get the fuck over here and just fucking talk to me because I somehow think that I am, like, you are required to speak to me or some shit. They're not required to speak to you. They're not required to speak to you. You should not make them speak to you. Maybe they don't want to talk to you. Maybe Granny just didn't really, like, she's dead now. Maybe she wants to stay dead. You know? Maybe she's, like, kicking it with, I don't know, Jesus, or she's in Valhalla or some shit, and she's just like, leave me the fuck alone. I am, like, drinking the afterlife shit, like.
They have an episode on Valhalla.
Do they?
Yep.
But, the point is, don't be rude to the spirits. Don't be rude to the spirits. Oh my god. You know what? We are going to completely screw over, the witchcraft segment. Whatever the fuck we were going to talk about. We're going to postpone that for a day when I have less things to talk about. And instead, we are now transferring for, instead of, simple witchcraft, we are going to talk about how not to talk to a ghost and how not to do an exorcism, because everything you have ever learned from any movie ever is wrong. It is going to get you fucked over, because, oh my god. Like, fucking, what was that movie? The one where they had the commercial, and there's, like, the ghost, and she's sitting on the couch, and the mom, like, loses her shit, because it, like, pushed the baby walker at her, and then she walks to the wall, she disappears, and then we hear her on the baby monitor singing to the baby.
I have no idea.
Anyways, I think, was that Insidious?
Might be.
The second one?
I don't know, I've never seen it.
I never watched it. I just saw the preview, right? But I can tell you, every single way they go about handling this motherfucking ghost in that preview is wrong. Right? Ghost is not doing anything bitchy, okay? You got freaked out because she was just she's sitting on your goddamn couch. Mom flips her shit, right? And wakes up the baby because she freaks out, right?
Mm-hmm.
The next thing we see is Ghost disappears upstairs, and we hear her singing Hush Little Baby, or some variation thereof, like some lullaby to the baby, right? As far as we can tell, she's not hurting the baby. She's trying to calm the baby the fuck down because Mom is losing her shit. And as far as you can tell from the preview, Ghost Lady, she kind of reminds me of a nanny from, like, Yule times.
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't seem to be malevolent. She was literally just chilling on her couch, right? Malevolent entities normally just don't chill on your couch for funsies. They normally just roll up like an asshole and continue being an asshole the whole fucking time that they are in your life. Because ghosts do not operate on our thing. They're why are they gonna pussyfoot around it? They're immortal dead things, right? But anyways, my point being that as far as you can tell from the sequence of the preview, she doesn't start getting, like, ridiculous until they start trying to talk to her. Because when they talk to her, they're rude as fuck. And of course they bust out the Ouija board and they're like, what do you want? And she basically gives them the ghost equivalent of, fuck off, fuckers. And you know what? If I was a ghost and I was dead and I was just trying to calm down the baby that you freaked the fuck out and I'm trying to be all helpful and shit and just help you out because clearly you have mothering issues and you tried to contact me with a goddamn Ouija board, I would fuck your shit up. I'm sorry. Shit is getting thrown out your window. That's it. More on this, though, in the witchcraft segment. Next segment, religion?
Just keep going with witchcraft.